Hi, everybody. This is Barry from Barry's 8-Track and Classic Car Radio Repair. And today we're going to be demonstrating the 4-channel effect using an 8-track player and basically how they space the instruments and space them out and arrange them and locate them for the maximum effect. That is back in the day when a 4-channel was new, and this would not be a complete discussion without first getting into the transition from mono to stereo, which happened probably around 1960 through 65. And what they did in the beginning was naturally they wanted to emphasize the stereo effect as much as possible. They wanted to make people, sit and go, wow, check that out, man. That's stereo. Hey, man, no more one speaker stuff for me. And so they did some pretty outlandish things. For instance, on some of the Beatles albums, you'll notice that all the vocals are all on one side with some songs. If you turn your balance all the way to the other side, you don't hear any vocals at all. In some cases, guitars were all the way to one side, blah, blah, blah. And, now, that concept has matured quite a bit. And today, the way to produce a stereo effect was to, for instance, the vocalist. Let's say that I'm the vocalist right now, and my voice is currently going into the recording console all the way to the left side. Now, my same signal, that is my voice saying the same thing, goes through a delay to the right channel. And the only thing the right channel gets is my delayed voice. The left channel gets my real-time voice. And the effect of this is that the voice doesn't really appear to come from any particular direction. It's just kind of all around you because, you hear it on the left, you hear it on the right, but yet it's still different because this, on the left side is your original signal, on the right side is a slight delay. And it's not even a delay that you could detect. You couldn't listen to it and go, oh, yeah, there's an echo there. It is such a sharp delay that it just appears to just zip across from left to right so fast that you can't really tell. You can't really tell that it's doing that. All you know is that, hey, where is the voice coming from? I can't really tell. It doesn't really seem to be coming from the left, from the right, or even from the center. It just seems to be coming from everywhere. And so, you pile guitars, instruments, and drums on top of that using some of the same techniques, and you can imagine how, you end up with a pretty full and a very interesting sounding recording, much different than, the first efforts back then to emphasize the stereo effect. Now, the 4-channel concept, it's basically the same thing, except you add 2 more channels, of course. And so, again, this is back in the 70s, and they did the same radical tricks to emphasize the 4-channel effect that they first did to emphasize the stereo effect. And this amounts to when you're listening to a 4-channel tape, and you're going to be experiencing in just a minute, you'll be watching my output level meters, and you'll be able to see where, for instance, like on the right front, there's nothing at all for 30 seconds, and then you'll hear a trumpet play a few notes, and then you don't hear anything again for several more seconds. And that's the way back then, that the only way they knew how to emphasize the 4-channel effect. And so I'm going to stop blabbing, and we're going to take a look at this 4-channel unit here. It's actually a 2 and 4-channel unit made by Realistic. Realistic has kind of a bad rap, but in fact they ended up putting out more than 70 models of 8-track players of all different types, and they also are a very good brand. It's really good stuff. A lot of Radio Shack gear was made by Shure, Crown, some of the biggest names in the business, and Radio Shack would contract them to build things. They put their name on it, and Radio Shack gets money, and they also get a good quality product. So I'm going to stop blabbing again, and we're just going to go ahead and pop in. First, we're going to start with a stereo tape because this is also a demo tape for this customer's unit. This is actually a brand new, never been installed Realistic 8-track player. Was sent to me because a unit this old is going to need a new belt. Minimum, even if it's never been played, that belt has been sitting in the same position for 20, 30 years, and it is frozen in that position, and so it's going to produce a little blip every time the pulley radius meets the pulley. So I've done just the preventive maintenance on it, clean the controls and switches, replace the belt. I didn't even have to resurface the capstan because the capstan is brand new, and so it has that rough surface already. So just as a demo on the stereo for my customer, we're going to go ahead and pop in our tape. And if you'll just bear with me for a moment here, I'm getting some balances evened out here. Okay, now we're reasonably balanced, I guess. Okay, now let's look at our output level meters. Wherever they are. Nope, that's me. And there's our level meters. Okay, we're not getting anything on the left rear channel at the moment. So let's go switch channels. And I'm starting to get the impression that we have a little problem here. So let's just take a look at something. We probably got a wire loose. Okay. I've got a pretty elaborate video and audio recording system. In fact, the audio system that this is running through has more than 300 knobs I have to adjust because it has 4 channels, each with a 31-band equalizer, compressor, preamp, mixer, you name it, it's got it. And so it sometimes takes me a little while to get everything adjusted correctly. Okay, I got a pretty good balance now. Alrighty, and for my customer, we're going to demonstrate front only and rear only. Okay, back to center, and now we're going to adjust the front balance. So we're going to put them all the way to the front speakers. Okay, left front, right front, back to center. Do the same thing with the rear signal. Okay, rear to the left only, rear to the right only. Alrighty, back to center, and we're going to bring our front speakers back into the picture. Okay, now we're going to switch tracks a bunch of times so that my customer knows the unit's working correctly. Love Temptations. Okay, so we know that the meters are working and the speakers are all working, so we'll go back to our unit so we can see these cool track lights. Okay, so that's a comprehensive test of the stereo part of the 8-track player. Now we're going to pop in a quad tape. This is a Danny Davis and the Nashville Brass. I mean everybody's got a copy of this, I'm sure. This is a true quad tape, and now we're gonna take a look at the actual quad effect, and you'll see what I'm talking about. I'm gonna set it to 4 channel. Okay, now we're on 4 channel, and right now you can see that it's mostly the front speakers getting the signal. Looks like the right rear is getting the fingered bass, the upright bass, because every time he thumps, the right rear meter goes. You'll notice the left meter doesn't have much on it at all, except that guitar right there. And now you have nothing at all in the left rear for a little while yet. And it does sound nice, don't get me wrong. It's just that it's kind of a radical effect, and it's a little bit unnatural compared to today's recording techniques. Okay, so now on a quad tape, since a quad tape requires 4 tracks out of 8, there's only 2 programs on a quad tape, and so we're just going to switch back and forth between those 2 programs and make sure we get. And once again, we have some meters not doing anything for a while. Like right front is nothing right now, and there comes a trumpet. Looks like we got a trombone in the right rear. Sounds like. Trumpet and cornet in the left front and right front. We got upright bass in the right rear and trombone, and we got some clean guitar on the left rear. Possibly even French horns, but no, I wouldn't think French horns would be in a four-man brass band. Alrighty, so that's just a basic demonstration of the radical 4-channel effect in the early days, and Jack, I thank you for your business, and to the general public, I thank you very much for your attention. This is Barry from Barry's 8-Track Repair. That's Barrys with no apostrophe, number 8, trackrepair.com if you'd like to visit my website. If you would like to call me directly, you can call 928-533-9666. Happy tracking.